What is up, fellow bench warmers? Welcome to your daily fantasy quickie. What's up, guys? Welcome to another quickie. We are going to talk about the schedule today, schedule analyzer for week 3. I am your host JJT with Komish Eric Komish. Week 3 is just around the corner. We are headed into Judgment Day tomorrow. How's your team so far?
Just gonna ask you, how's your teams? I'm half of my teams are down. Some are down big. Not been a good week. I had lots of surprise rest, and of course the injuries are still there. Trying to survive, basically.
Yeah, well, for
How about you?
me, it's like you said, a mixed bag. There are some leagues that are right now it's close. A lot of leagues or most of the leagues are really close. But there are some leagues wherein I'm down 1-8, 2-7. So and looks like I'm gonna be that it's gonna end that way. But there are leagues wherein currently it's 4-4, 5-4, 3-6. Even the 3-6 ones are really close. Even the Fantrax leagues close. Hopefully, I win at least a couple of or two of those. But yeah, it's really close down the wire. I've been using my moves a lot, or at least trying to strategize which moves and being more patient in adding the thing about streaming, as we're gonna talk about schedules, that the more impatient you are, the more mistakes you make. It's not really about who being the first in picking up
Yeah.
certain players. That's what I learned over the years. It's not really about being the first, but just doing with what you have. Because sometimes you get first pick, you pick up a player, and then the next day he doesn't play. So I'd rather wait until the next day to see which players I pick, other than the obvious choices maybe.
Um. Yeah, I agree. And also, aside from the obvious choices, I think you have to categorize a player if it's really a player that has the potential to be a permanent part of your
Yeah,
roster or not. If it's just one game, I guess it's okay to be late. Get somebody else. If there are other options, yeah, you should have options of your streamers. But if there's someone like, let's say, Ball, just to bring out some names, who we think has potential or upside to be continuously on your roster, then yeah, you go ahead and pick them up because you think long term.
yeah.
Yeah.
So today we're gonna talk about the schedule for week 3, and this would help you with your streaming strategies for next week. Week 3 schedule. No teams with 5 games, but there are 3 teams with 2 games each, and that would be very, very crucial. Dallas, Denver, and Indiana.
Yes, this is
And these are
very
big teams, like
big team.
with major players there. If you have Luka, Jokic,
Okay.
and Halliburton, for example, those 3 guys would definitely be at a disadvantage if you have them.
Yeah, big disadvantage. And Indiana has a lot of good fantasy players this year. They have Jalen Smith. They have
Buddy
Miles Turner, who's
Hield,
just coming back. Buddy Hield. It's
Isaiah
gonna be tough.
Jackson.
It's gonna be tough. Isaiah Jackson. Those. It's gonna be tough to for you if you have the stars. At least knowing them early would make you think already of a plan.
Yeah.
But also it will be tough to if you own some players in these teams that are not really, it's good to roster, but tough if they
Borderline,
don't play.
a borderline,
Borderline.
players.
Yes.
There's like KCP, Bruce Brown, right?
Yeah.
Those
Something like that.
guys. For me, I think it's worth dropping them right now, knowing that they have 2 games next week. I'm quite sure no one's really gonna be streaming them as much next week.
Bones. Bones
Bones is another
Highland.
player
Yeah.
who had a great game. You might be tempted to pick him up for next week, but just 2 games,
Um,
not really enticing.
Even guys like JaVale, who was a good streamer, although he will not play. He didn't play today, but he's definitely a drop also for next week. If Isaiah Jackson did not explode today when Miles Turner rested, I'm sure a lot of fantasy managers would be thinking, hey, I'll drop him since they have 2 games. The good thing is now, well, the good or bad thing is he exploded, so I think the fantasy managers won't drop him.
Yeah.
I want other fantasy managers to drop him because I want to get him, but I think now that won't happen. But still, very bad schedule. Very bad schedule.
Yeah, bad schedule for those 3 teams, and for the rest of the league, it's pretty much balanced. We have 9 teams
And
with 4 games and 18 teams with 3 games.
and imagine if you have I have a team with Hali and Jokic, our league, our dynasty league, and
I
and I
hope
have
I'm
Isaiah
against
Jackson
you
there.
next week.
Yeah, I have 3 Denver players and 2 Indiana players there. So I have 5 players with 2 games. I have Bones, I have Jamal, I have Jokic, I have Isaiah Jackson, I have Halliburton. And imagine playing against Brooklyn with KD and Kyrie with 4 games next week, or Chicago with DeRozan, or
Or
worse,
Memphis.
Milwaukee. Memphis and Milwaukee. Milwaukee, Giannis. If you're against Giannis 4 games next week. I don't know. This schedule is really bad because if you see the breakdown of games, there are really less games next week. Way less games.
Yeah, just so you know, Brooklyn, Charlotte, Chicago, the Clippers, Memphis, Milwaukee, Toronto, and Utah, and Washington will have 4 games, and then the rest of the league 3 games. Let's talk about quality game days. There are
Yeah,
2.
3.
Oh, 3. Yeah, 3.
There are 3.
We're gonna talk about Manila time here. Wednesday, Manila time. Wednesday, Friday, and Monday, Judgment Day.
Yes.
Wednesday, 4 games only. Friday, 2 games, and Monday, 4 games. Those are the quality game days.
Actually, the first day of the week only has 7 games, and then the Sunday, the second to the last day, only has 8 games. So, there are not a lot of games either on those days. There are only 2 days: the Thursday Manila time, Saturday Manila time, with 11 and 12 games. Those are the only days where you probably won't stream. But the rest of the days, stream away. And the Friday this week is only 2 games. So, if you add the total number of games this week, it's really very few, and that gives chances for upsets because lesser sample size, right? And the reason why Monday has only 4 games is Tuesday is election day. Tuesday, the week 4, Tuesday is election day in the US, and the NBA won't have games there. Not Tuesday, Wednesday. So the Tuesday is every team in the NBA will have a game. The first day of week 4, every team in the NBA will have a game. 15 games. That's why probably they only had 4 games on the this week, Monday. So that's the reason.
All right. Let's talk about back-to-backs next. Tuesday, Wednesday, there's only one team with the back-to-back. So in case you're streaming for Tuesday, Wednesday game, Brooklyn has a back-to-back. Players to stream, maybe Royce. Who else are the streamers there? Not much, really.
Yeah, Royce.
Pretty much Royce.
The only
Just
one.
Royce.
But Seth and Joe Harris are back, but I think they're not gonna play back to backs yet.
Yeah.
So they're back. Just watch out for their effect on Royce O'Neal also.
Wednesday, Thursday is Chicago and Miami. Caleb, in case that he's been dropped, he hasn't. He's played okay, but not the type wherein you hold a strong hold there. So those are the guys that you can use.
But I think what you can consider here is Zach LaVine and Kyle Lowry. They might miss one of the games, so that's something to watch out for.
Yeah. Also, Thursday, Friday, the Thursday, Friday, and Sunday, Monday, there are no back-to-backs. So just in case, you were wondering, but Friday, Saturday, it's the Golden State Warriors, and then there's a few teams with back-to-back. We'll show them here with this. If you're watching this from the YouTube channel, we'll show them here who are the teams with back-to-back on Saturday, Sunday. Now let's talk about some best streaming schedules in terms of the quality game days. Chicago, like we said, Brooklyn, Golden State, OKC, and Orlando.
Yeah, these are the we chose the quality days, the 5 games or less. So that's the Wednesday, Friday, and the last day. There are no teams with three on with games on each quality day. But these 5 teams, they have 2. And then I think I put Chicago first because they have 4 games. I think the schedule is okay. In case Alex Caruso was dropped, or well, Andre Drummond was dropped also because he didn't play today. Maybe they'll be available, and I think both of them would be good pickups for next week, as long as Drummond comes back, of course.
Yeah. So yeah, I've seen some Alex Caruso's on the wires. Also, not and some Drummond being dropped in the past few days. So yeah, they can be your target. Who else are good targets here? Orlando has 2 quality game days. Anyone?
OKC,
OKC is
OKC.
usually the gold mine of streamers.
Um, yeah. Today Jalen Williams, the rookie, came back.
Mm-hmm.
If you haven't picked him up, pick him up. Even if it's not for quality days or anything, I think Jalen Williams would be overtaking Aaron Wiggins already. So he's the guy. If he's there, you pick him up for next week and the rest of the year. And then Darius Baisley, as you said, well, Trey Mann if KD's still out. I think OKC has a lot of possible streamers. It's just hard to choose which one.
Which one? Yeah.
But I would prioritize Jalen Williams. Then Baisley or Mann depends on who you need, what you need. You need blocks, you need points, you need threes. Those two would be the guys I would look at.
Yeah.
Orlando, as you said, is also a good team, but there's not much option. Maybe Terrence Ross.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah.
Or not many there as well. Only Ball, but Ball probably is rostered at this point.
Should be
Yeah,
rostered.
he should be. Best fantasy schedule in terms of favorable matchups. Just good schedule. We have the Clippers, Charlotte, Memphis, and Milwaukee. All have 4 games tomorrow next week. The Clippers have always been popping up in our best fantasy schedules. I think that's for the 3rd week in a row. They have some good streamers there in case Norm Powell was dropped, and Kennard maybe. Who else? Reggie Jackson maybe. Marcus Morris is coming back.
Yeah.
So maybe he can be a
But
good option as well.
the thing with the Clippers, Houston, San Antonio, Utah, best as you can go for schedule. I don't. If Norm Powell is there, I'll pick him. Kawhi is not sure yet. According to Ty Lue's not yet 100% sure that he'll come back. Norm Powell loves games like this, against 4 teams, and he had a good game the last time out.
Yeah.
So
he should be a pickup already. I mean, if you haven't, I think they have a game tomorrow on Judgment Day. So I think that's a perfect time to pick. Do they have a game tomorrow or today? Is it
tomorrow?
Tomorrow, right?
Judgment
So
Day.
that's a perfect time to pick him up now so that you can stream him tomorrow and then get ready for next week with the 4 games late for the Clippers.
Memphis, Utah, Portland, Charlotte, Washington. If you own Desmond Bain, that's good for you. The thing with Memphis, Ja Morant didn't play today with an illness or whatever. So if he plays next week, he's also bound for a good week. Good week, as we said. Ja, Giannis, 4 games and then very, very cushy schedule, both of them. I'm worried that I'm gonna be against Ja or Giannis because I don't have any Ja or Giannis share.
Yeah.
So that's something worrying for me. I have a lot of leagues. I'm sure I will be playing one of them or 2 of them in some of the leagues.
Yeah, but Memphis and Milwaukee though does not have good streaming players other than maybe Grayson Allen or if Brandon Clarke maybe, but not really a sure thing. Laravia, but he was out today, I think. So not many. Charlotte though could have some good streaming players. McDaniels could be available. He could be streamed. In case Dennis Smith Jr. was still dropped or was streamed and was dropped, he can be an option. So better Nick Richards maybe in deeper leagues, right? Much more or Plumlee. Plumlee has been, probably one of the players who's been passed around a lot because of the streams. So today almost had a triple double. So
But the thing with these teams, no, as you said, the streaming is not good. The schedule is good. They
schedule
have
is
good
good, yeah.
matchup, but the streams, they're not as appealing because you have full slates probably in the games that they're playing.
Yeah.
So if you're really looking for streams, I would probably look at the five teams that we mentioned a while ago: the Chicago, Brooklyn, Golden State, OKC, because the players you pick there, you'll be able to roster.
Yeah,
Unlike in these four
yeah,
teams,
you're correct.
it's
You're correct.
more for
I made a
yeah
mistake. It's more of the quality game days where you stream. The matchups are really mostly for the star players.
yeah yeah. The
Yeah,
matchups are for the star players and the players you drafted, the top six
yeah.
round, 7 round players. Probably have a better performance next week.
All right. So hopefully you're not against these teams, and hopefully you have one of these players, like Komish said, so that you can take advantage of the favorable matchups that they have. And yeah, that wraps up our schedule analyzer for this week, for week 3. Hope this was helpful for you. We will post them. The narratives here, or the article will be posted on our Facebook page, and hopefully soon on a website wherein we're working on that. So I'm pretty much excited for that as well. Hopefully we can do that there. All right, guys, that's it. And we'll see you guys again tomorrow. Bye, guys.